Okay. Hey, dude.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
So I've been hearing about this thing called Brexit a lot, and I was wondering what it was. Do you know anything about it?
Well, yeah, I do know about Brexit, but before we talk about Brexit, you gotta know about the European Union. The European Union is a unified trade and monetary body of 28 member countries. It eliminates all border control between the members. That allows for free flow of goods and people. The EU transmits state-of-the-art technologies to its members for a state-of-the-art nation.
Awesome. So when was the EU started?
Well, the EU was established in 1993 and on the 1st of November. The European Union grew out of a desire for peace in a war-torn country. 5 years after World War II ended, France and Germany came up with a plan to ensure their two countries would never go to war against each other again. The result was a deal signed by 6 nations to pool their coal and steel resources together.
So where is the EU?
In Europe.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. So how many countries are a part of the EU?
Well, at the moment there are 28 countries, but that could change with Brexit.
Okay. So how does the U.S. become a part of the EU?
Well, I don't think the U.S. is going to be a part of the EU. You know, the U.S. is over here, EU is over theirs. But if they were, they must implement EU rules and regulations in all areas. If that satisfies the EU, then the EU Council will decide if the U.S. could be a part of the EU.
Okay, cool. So could we learn about Brexit a little bit now?
Yeah. I got you.
Sweet.
Brexit is a combination of two words, Britain and exit. The UK is trying to exit the EU because they feel that they would be better off leaving the EU and not being a part of the EU. Some good things about Brexit are how that they wouldn't have to lose so much money each year. For example, the UK has to pay $19 billion a year to stay a member of the EU. Another good thing about Brexit is that UK would be able to trade with much smaller trading firms now that they don't have the huge title as a member of the EU.
All right. So why hasn't Britain done this years ago? Since there's so many good things about it.
Even though there's a lot of good things about Brexit, there are also a lot of bad things. Remember all those benefits of the EU offers I told you about?
Yeah. So what?
Well, when a country leaves the EU, they lose all of their benefits.
Dude, that sucks.
Yeah, so it's kind of a sticky situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, for example, the UK would lose all the trade benefits with the members of the EU. The UK would also have to restart their economy.
So why did anybody want to do Brexit?
Well, that's just funny you say that. The vote to leave Brexit was very close. It was 51% voted to leave. The UK countries came in like the England voted 53 to leave. Northern Ireland voted 55 to stay. Scotland voted 62 to stay, and Wales voted 52 to leave.
Okay, so who is this David Cameron and Theresa May? I've been hearing a lot about too.
First off, Cameron was the previous prime minister before 2015, which was the Brexit vote. He was the one who had the vote for Brexit, and to his surprise, Brexit won, so he stepped down because of the win. While May is the prime minister at the moment and has been working hard for a Brexit solution, but it's taken so long that she may step down or be taken down from the prime minister position.
So how close is the UK to leaving right now?
To be honest, it's not really that close at all. The prime minister has been trying to keep Parliament to let them carry out Brexit, but they keep like holding it back. They just can't get it through.
Yeah.
All right, see
All
you,
right.
dude.
See ya.
I had to teach you about Brexit.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, sir. I'm a representative of the EU.
Okay.
All right, great. I'd like to talk about the Brexit's effect on trade and economics.
Okay.
All right, so why would you even want to leave? The economy and income here are in the single market, are thriving, with so many countries in the EU. There's no way that leaving would be beneficial for the UK.
If we leave, we had to pay $14 billion just to stay a member of the EU. We only got about $5 billion of it back. We believe that $9 billion outweighs the free trade and inward investment benefits.
But if you leave, all of your trade agreements and policies will be destroyed. Plus, your negotiating power with the rest of the world will be ruined.
We can establish our own agreements, and most small, medium-sized firms, which haven't traded overseas, would now be free to trade with now that the burden of being a member of the EU is gone. Well, nice talking to you.
Yeah, you too, sir. It was great. I am a Scottish representative.
Nice to see you, Irish representative.
All right, so Scotland didn't want to vote for Brexit. We have been dragged out of the EU against our will, and the Prime Minister says that we are a family of nations and Scotland's voice will be heard. But they did not listen and disrespected us. Brexit will deal an economic boom to the north, leave every Scot worse off by $3,000 a year, wipe out 80,000 jobs, and damage growth and business opportunities for decades.
I agree with you. In Ireland, it's about the same. We are now entering a new era of even stronger United Kingdom. We campaign to leave the EU. This is a democratic decision of the UK. The UK is a wide decision, and every vote is equal within the UK. We didn't get the right representation, but I'm proud of the fact that the decision was taken by the people, and we might have to leave the EU. The Secretary of State has already indicated that the test for border poll has not been met. And speaking about the future, people should not panic. This is something that will take place over a long period of time. I see it as a historic opportunity to build up this nation state again. Ireland and Scotland will be too heavily damaged by Brexit and thinking of leaving the UK and staying in the EU.